Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi Imo, and on this channel I talk about your cake business. I share tips on entrepreneurship and personal development. I do story time as well, and things that are generally geared towards making you a better version of yourself. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for joining the family. And if you are yet to subscribe, let me just allow you to watch this video. For the old subscribers, thank you so much for being here. So we are gonna jump right into this video, and I'm doing this video because I see a lot of home bakers make these mistakes. Yes, I see them because I talk to them almost like I talk to home bakers on a daily. I see posts on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. I see the questions they ask. I see the cases that are shared online. Some go viral, and it just is as a result of the mistakes that we are making. If only we can correct these things, then we'll save ourselves a lot of stress. And I made this mistake as a home baker as well when I was still, coming up working from home. And I do not want you to make these same mistakes. I still even do them till date, but not so much as I used to do in the beginning anyway. But I want to share some of those mistakes with you. So if you're interested in knowing what they are and you want to stop them because they're hurting your business, so you need to stop them, then you definitely want to keep on watching. You're welcome back. So the first mistake I'll be talking about is you are undercharging. So I'll be using the word stop. So stop undercharging. You're undercharging now because you're a home baker. And I know that it stems from you not having built your confidence up to a level where you can say, oh, whether I'm working from home or whether I have a storefront, it really doesn't make that much difference to what I can charge for my prices or who I am or what my cakes are worth. So you are charging low, maybe because you want to get customers. You feel, oh, if I charge low, then I will get enough people to order cakes from me. I will get enough people that would tell their friends about me and they would come and buy, and then I'll be able to build my customer base and I will start off selling my cakes. No, you are hurting your business and you are making a very big mistake. Why? Because you think, oh, I need this. This is the reason why I'm doing this. So you think it's legit. You think, oh, I have every good reason to do this. Let me tell you how you're hurting your business. By the time you've grown, because you will definitely grow. If you're putting in the work and you're doing it consistently, passionately, doing the right things, you're going to grow, and you are going to come to a stage where, or you're going to get to a stage where you would not be able to work from home anymore, and you will need a space. Even if you're still working from home, maybe you may not be working in the kitchen anymore. You might have to move to the living room like I did, or you might have to use an extension of the house, or maybe build an extension of the house or something, and you'll be running the business on your own. Now you will begin to understand that you need to charge more because there will be more bills. You would have staff to pay. Maybe even if it's the cleaner, you would have staff to pay. You will have utility bills to pay, light bill, water bill, the complex bill, service bills. You would have different things to do. You would have recurring costs. You need to stock up butter again. You need to buy your cake boxes. You need to do these things constantly, and you need money. So if you're charging low, you will not be able to meet up with this cost except you have a strategy in place. But if you do not have a strategy in place to get as many people as possible, I tell you, the low price you're charging for your cakes, the way you're undercharging is going to hurt you because your business will not be able to sustain itself in the long run because of that low cost. So please stop undercharging yourself. If it is a thing of confidence, work on your confidence. Your being a home baker does not mean that your cakes should be cheap or that your cakes should be low, or the prices should be very low. You need to work on it. Charge appropriately. I know that when it comes to pricing, our prices are different because there are different variables that are involved, but please, you need to stop on that charging because it will not bring customers, or it might even end up bringing customers for you, to you, or making you popular. But at the end of the day, when you need to be able to step up, you need more funds, you need more money to be able to take care of your bills. It will be hard for you to do that because the customers will not want to understand the English of, oh, I have to pay rent now, oh, I have a store, I have staff now, I have this to pay, I have that to pay. That's why we've changed our prices, because they are so used to what you're charging presently and they are so comfortable with it. They've told their friends, they're so comfortable that if they need this kind of cakes from you, they can easily get it. And so most of them would end up leaving you. Only those a very few who understand or who might understand will stick with you. So you better stop doing it. Do your costing right. Charge what you're supposed to charge. Build on your confidence. I'm going to make a video about confidence, building confidence for your business, and charge what you are supposed to charge. The second mistake I see bakers make would be experimenting with customers' cake. And I mean experiment. When I mean experimenting, like you just learned a new recipe, you're done with your training, and you are trying to make a cake for a customer has placed an order for a cake, and you feel, oh, this is the time that I want to use this recipe. Look, anything can happen. Yes, these recipes are tried, trusted, they've been taught by a professional, if you've learned from a professional, but it's your first time trying it. Okay, so ingredients differ, there are things that differ. When I teach, I tell my students what I use to reduce the risk of any failure or anything happening. Your oven might be wrong, your oven temperature might be wrong, your ingredients might not be the right one. Yes, they might not be the right one. So there are different things that can happen and that can affect the outcome of that cake. So when you learn, please ensure that you practice on your own first. Ensure that you try it and eat it, enjoy it, share with your family members or share with your friends. But don't use it for a customer. Don't say, oh, how will I put it? Let me put it this way so you understand better. Don't say, a customer has ordered the cake for like Thursday, and you usually bake a day before, like Wednesday. Your style is baking a day before, and you bake that, use that new recipe on Wednesday, and then something happens. Maybe you forgot the measurement, or something else happened, it didn't go right, and you don't have enough time, and then things happen. The cake doesn't come out the way it's supposed to come out, and then you are panicking and running helter-skelter, looking for how to fix it within the short time you have. You might not have the time to fix it. So please do not experiment with customers' cakes. Do not do that. Stick to your recipe. Like I mentioned in the video where I talked about starting your cake business in 2021. If you've not watched that video yet, then you might want to check the link out here and watch it. But if you've not watched that video, I talked about learning from a professional. So if you've learned, you know that you're done with your training, or even if you're not done with your training, or even if you're not done with your training, please do not practice with a cake. Do not do your practicals with a cake that you want to give to your client. Try it out first, see what you're going to get as a result. And if there's need to reach out to your teacher again, or if there's need to try it again, or if there's need to troubleshoot, know where you made a mistake or whatever, then you have enough time to fix it. Once again, stop experimenting with customers' cakes. Ensure that you try it for yourself first, you're satisfied with the results, and then you can go ahead baking for customers. Number 3, stop saying yes to all orders. The mistakes I see most people make is that they say yes to everything. Every order, you say yes to it because you're looking for money. I'm not saying that it's bad or it's wrong for you to take orders, but there are some that that one, the timing is short, very, very short, and then maybe you already have some other cake orders, and then this order just pops up because you're looking for money, because you're trying to grow your brand, because you need social media, you need pictures for Instagram, you need pictures of Facebook. You say yes, and then you cannot meet up, and then you get into trouble with the client that has ordered the cake. Please ensure that you weigh these things before you say yes. If you know that you're booked, if you know that you cannot take, if you know that you're short-staffed, if you know that it's just you and you cannot conveniently combine it with the orders you have already, or the timing is too short. Maybe a client says, I want a cake a client calls by 9 a.m. this morning or by 10 a.m. and says, I want a cake for 1 o'clock, and you say, no, I cannot make it, and they say 2 o'clock. You know that it's not possible to get that cake done still in 2 o'clock. Maybe you just bake, your style is baking and then decorating. You know that 2 is not okay, and then they put pressure on you, or because you want the money, you need funds, or you need cash in your account, you say yes. You're going to get into trouble with the client, because I've been there before, time and time again, and most of them will not understand or not even realize that they are the ones that ordered late, and they will put pressure on you, and they would make you feel so bad when you fail, when you don't meet up. So please do not say yes to orders that are short. If it's something that is too technical for your skill level as a baker, or as a home baker, as a beginner, or even as a grown baker, for me, there are orders that I know that I cannot do. I comfortably tell you, oh, I don't make this kind of cakes, I cannot make this kind of cakes, it's not my forte, I can't do this, we can use this as a substitute, or this. If the customer is willing to allow substitutes, then you can offer those suggestions. If orders come in that are not realistic, like a client says, I want a wedding cake and I want it to be just chocolate vanilla, and red velvet. And you know that ideally this is how you bake your wedding cakes. You bake like a week ahead. I'm going to talk about that separately. I think there are some things I need to let you know about baking wedding cakes. Please let me know in the comments, down in the comments, if I should talk about the things you need to know when it comes to baking wedding cakes, because most of us still miss it. So let me go back to the example I was talking about. So a client says, I want a 3-tier cake and I just want red velvet, vanilla, chocolate, and it's going to be a 12-inch, 10, 8-inch. This is what I want. I want it to have flowers. I want it to have this and that. And you know that this means that you have to bake like some days ahead, or maybe you bake and freeze and then bring it out, whatever works for you. But you know that this is not going to be possible. You know that this is not going to be achievable. It's not realistic. And then you say yes and you get into trouble. My dear, please consider these things. Okay, dear baker, please consider these things. Or a client says, I want a 3-tier cake and I want it to be all chocolate. There are others like that, yeah? People have different tastes and preferences, and they say, I want a 3-tier cake and I want it to be all chocolate. And you know that you have a moist, most chocolate cakes are moist, they are oil-based, and they will not be able to withstand the pressure of having other cakes on them. And instead of you to explain to the client that this will not work, this is how we can do it, so this is the flavor we can go for, you go ahead and you say yes. And then you have set up the cake at the event, at the party, and then you, on your way home, and they call you that the cake has collapsed. I'm sure you wouldn't want that. I'm sure you wouldn't like that. So please stop saying yes to all orders. Weigh everything and be sure that it is something that you can do, you can deliver on, you can make that design. The cake will not fail, the cake will not collapse, nothing will happen before you say yes. The first mistakes I see bakers make is mistake of thinking that, or assuming that, I thought that you wanted, I thought you said, I thought it would be fine if I did, I thought you meant blue, you said blue now, and on and on and on. Please don't assume. Always ensure that you're on the same page with your customers in terms of color, in terms of size, in terms of design, everything. If possible, have an invoice detailing all these things. It's something I need to do. I just started doing that in my business. You know, I've been postponing and pushing it forward, but I just started using an invoice, and it would help save you a lot of trouble of, I thought we agreed on a 2-tier cake. Why is this an 8-inch cake? Why is it a single layer? I thought both you and the clients are on the same page of I thought. Please spell out things. Ensure that they are clear. If possible, send pictures. Like for me, when you say blue, I like to ask you what shade of blue. Light blue or dark blue. Don't just hear, oh, my husband likes blue, and then you just say, oh, he likes blue, and then you go ahead and you use dark blue, and the cake gets to the client, and the client says, oh, the blue is too dark. Why is it so dark like this? I don't like dark blue. So if possible, depending on how the conversation is going, get pictures online and show to them, or ask them, would it be light blue or dark blue? Teal, is this the shade of teal? I do that. I send samples to them so that they can confirm and say, oh, it is 8, it's B. And at the end of the day, you find out that sometimes, like I've rightly mentioned, it's not supposed to be dark blue. It's supposed to be royal blue. It's supposed to be sky blue, or it's supposed to be powder blue. So they have their specifications. If they say, oh, use powder blue, go online. Someone has told me, use powder blue, aqua blue. I don't know what she called it. I went online, searched for it, brought the shade and showed to her. Do you mean this? And she confirmed and said yes before I assume and go ahead. So don't assume. Always make sure that you're on the same page and you spell things out, write it out in the invoice, type it out in the invoice, send to them, get them to confirm the delivery date, confirm when they need the cake for, confirm the time, confirm the delivery location, the address, ask for landmarks, because you cannot always trust Google Maps. Honestly, you cannot always trust Google Maps. You want to confirm the locations, if there are landmarks, what you need to know. Ask for as much details as possible, please, to avoid getting into trouble with your clients. Another mistake I see bakers make, which is the first one I'll be talking about, will be mixing family and business. Like you're mixing, it might not be family, mixing personal business with business, if I can put it that way. So you don't have a separate account where you put your business money or the transactions. You don't have a separate account that you use for running your business. The eggs for the house are the things that you use it in your business. When I was working from home, I had my things separate. At some point, I started putting my things separate. I had my eggs separate. I had things that I use for the house and were different from the things that I use for my business. So I even had a place where I used to keep them in the store. So do these things so that you're able to have a definition to your business, and you're able to know at the end of the day, what you're actually doing, what your books are saying, how much you're making, how much you're spending, where you need to cut down on, what you need to improve on, how you need to manage your finances and all that. Don't just jumble everything together. You take money from your business to do the things that you want to do for yourself, and everything's just tangled like a rope, or like your phone wire cord. Everything is just jumbled, and you cannot put it definitely, like you cannot say, oh, this is how much I made this month, this is how much I will make, this is how much I spent this month, this is what I bought, this is what I used them for, and all that. Please, for accountability purposes and to be able to know what you're actually doing financial wise or financially for your business or the financial state of your business, please separate them. Keep them separate. All right, I know it might not be so possible starting out, but if you try and do these things, it will help you greatly in your business. The next thing I see people doing, or mistake that I see bakers making, even those are not home bakers, the sixth one I'll be talking about is passing off other people's jobs as your own. In simple English, this is stealing. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. There's no fine name to call it. You're stealing, and you should please stop it. You're going to ruin your reputation. You're going to get called out and dragged online. You're not going to feel happy. If you're someone that really, has a conscience, you're not going to feel happy at the end of the day, because people are just going to hit you, like we say in Nigeria here, gbas. Like, people are calling you out, and then people are insulting you, people are saying bad things about you. Please, if you're starting out, like I've said, bake for yourself. And if you have to, for any reason, use somebody's picture on your page, please ensure that you give credit and say this post is from this person. Don't go to this. I've seen people go to the extent of using, I've heard people say, and I've seen people even use my pictures. I've heard people go say that people use their pictures for trainings, like for their flyers, for their trainings. You can't do that. It is not your job. And even if you put it on your page and then somebody says, oh, I want this cake, then you start fidgeting because you don't even know anything about getting the cake done, the design, how to even put the thing together. So don't take people's work and clean the watermark. Don't take people's works and wipe it off and claim it as your own. Look, you have a brand to build, and you want cleanliness, truthfulness, honesty, openness, integrity to be part of your brand. You might think it doesn't matter these days, but I tell you, it matters a lot. So please do not take other people's jobs and pass off as your own. Don't place it on your WhatsApp status. Claim, even if you don't claim it's your own, don't just put it and because people will assume, people won't be able to tell. Okay, don't put it there. Don't display it publicly without acknowledging that this is not your own, that this is for this person, but you like the inspiration or something. Don't just take it and then place your watermark on it. No. Integrity is very, very important. I hope that these mistakes I've pointed out, you'll be able to. One very important one. Please don't bake without taking deposits or people making payments or financial commitments for your case. You will get into serious trouble, and it's a big mistake, because you'd have baked sometimes and then things will just happen. Oh, have you started baking the cakes? Sorry, something just came up, we are traveling, we'll not be needing the cake anymore. Or sorry, my sister already bought a cake, I did not know that you already bought a cake, and you have baked without money. What do you do with the cake then? What do you do with it as a newbie baker or as a home baker? What do you do with it? Please ensure that financial commitment is made for cakes before you open your oven. Some people say they don't open their oven before payment is made. So that financial commitment goes a long way to show that people are ready to go ahead with this order. And you might also want to consider having a clause or terms of payment or conditions. Just put some things in place. Let them see the fine lines and know that this is what is involved. They should pay before you start baking, because anything can happen. I want to avoid stories that touch in 2021. So I hope that these tips have been able to help you. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and then giving this video a thumbs up. I'm going to share more cake business tips. And if it's something you know that you would like to learn, you would like to build your cake business, then you want to come back, and I hope to see you in the next video. Stay happy, stay blessed.